Mickey Wolfson, who will speak a little bit about his collection philosophy and why he collects Japanese objects. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really can't tell you how proud I am of this exhibition. And it's in this splendid library, which makes the context even more dramatic. You won't see what you saw tonight anywhere, and you certainly won't see it in Japan. The Japanese hate violence, hate the war, and hate anything to do that isn't peaceful and compassionate. It is the most compassionate and peace-loving people on earth, in fact. So you can imagine how proud I am and how honored I am that the government of Japan, thanks to the Consul General, has supported this exhibition, which is of enormous educational and entertainment value. So I thank you all, really, all those who collaborated in making this such an audacious and enjoyable and living exhibition. It corresponds to what we have in the Wolfsonian 1885 to 1945. It's wonderful because in Japan we don't use those years. This is Heisei 21. The Emperor of Japan is the Heisei Emperor. We go from late Meiji, Taisho, from 1912, when the Meiji Emperor died, to 1926, when the Taisho Emperor died. And then we have the Showa Emperor. And that's the tragic moment of Japan, because the United States and Japan had the best possible relationships until the beginning of the Depression in 1929, when the Emperor, we actually know his name, but in Japan you don't speak of the Emperor's name, you just speak of his era. And in 1929, Japan had an economic crisis, like many European countries, and unfortunately the military gained dominance and the Taisho democracy failed. And then came, of course, the war. But the first part of the history, under the Meijis and the Taisho, and the beginning of the Showa period, this country admired enormously Japan's success in its colonization. Taiwan was its showplace. There they built the railroads, the schools, and really developed the country. And then after the First World War, they were given by the League of Nations Manchuria. And there they built, of course, the famous Manchurian Railroad and so forth. And then on it went as the German Empire developed, as the Italian Empire developed, and as the French continued and the English. The Japanese colonized neighboring areas because of the need for economic development, and also the military unfortunately had proprietorial interest in these countries. But this is the beginning of a very happy and grand period in Japanese history. Teddy Roosevelt was an enormous admirer of the victor of the Russo-Japanese War, because he was so anti-Russian, and he was thrilled that for the first time an Oriental power had defeated a Western power. And that was the Russo-Japanese War. And really, Roosevelt oftentimes quoted many of the sayings and the phrases of Admiral Togo, as he did later of Nogi, another famous figure much admired by the military in this country and elsewhere. So nevertheless, this is a very interesting time that I think we know very little about. And I had the fortune to be at the right place at the right time when nobody else was interested, in this material, and they were fascinated that an institution like the Wolfsonian in my private collection, which this represents, would investigate a period little known. So I'm thrilled you all are here, and I'm so happy that we're able to share this this with you, because I think it's a very important part of history which is very little known, and thanks to the library and Jim Finley and all the people, of course, from my office and the others that collaborated, I'm really appreciative, so I thank you for being here and for taking part in this.
Thank you very much, Mickey. We also have a special celebration tonight. We're celebrating Mickey's 70th birthday. So we have a birthday cake here, and happy birthday, Mickey. Very happy birthday. So we have a small cake, and we want you to blow out the candle.